Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is March 25th, 2026. We are pretty much now a month out from the draft, and the safe picks are officially dead. With everything going on recently, we're going to talk about some of these hot takes that I've heard, that I've watched, that I've listened to. It's absurd. If you've been on social media the last 48 hours and you've seen Dan Orlovsky or Orlovsky, I don't even care right now, going scorched earth on the QB rankings. He's not just saying Ty Simpson is good. He's pretty much saying the Alabama product is better than the Heisman winning and national champ Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. We're going to dive into why Dan might be onto something and why Mel Kiper Jr. thinks he's lost his mind. Plus, a full post-free agency mock 2.0, the Sharpe Sports Report mock draft that reflects the chaos. Let's get right into it. First talking point of this episode is we're going to talk about Dan's take right now. He went on Get Up and the Pat McAfee show and said, and I quote, Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. It's not even close. I'm sorry. To me personally, that's just ridiculous. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give, why he might be right. And then I'm going to give you my take after that. In regards to Dan's argument, he's looking at NFL throws. He argues that while Mendoza had the magical season at Indiana, Simpson was asked to do more high-level processing in a pro-style system. He loves Ty Simpson's poise in panic moments and thinks the gap in experience is being overblown, which I get. I mean, Ty Simpson did have some moments, but at the same time, those were moments where either A, his team was losing, needed to do something, or he just threw something out of his ass pretty much to make something happen. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. He's going to play in the NFL. He's got the quarterback build. He's got the quarterback mindset. But to claim him over Mendoza, me personally, is absolutely insane. And on the other hand, Mel Kiper is, he didn't hold back. He pointed out the physical reality. Mendoza is 4 inches taller, 25 pounds heavier, and has 35 starts to Simpson's 15. So that means Kiper's logic is history is on the side of experience. And I kind of have to agree with Mel Kiper here. I mean, Mendoza led Indiana University to an undefeated season, a national championship, and a Heisman Trophy. There's no denying his greatness. This guy is bona fide, guaranteed number one pick. But as far as this podcast goes, I'll give you my take for this. Some are saying, they share agents and all this stuff, and there's this conspiracy, and this makes me go back to, I can't remember the year of the draft, but when Baker Mayfield came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden just became the number one pick. I don't think that's going to happen in this year's draft. I don't think we're going to see a Ty Simpson taken number one overall, but my God, I would love to see those betting odds right now of what that number is for Ty Simpson. But don't get me wrong, Simpson's arm talent is undeniable, but Mendoza's 72% completion rate and 0 fumble reliability is what GMs lose sleep over. Orlovsky is betting on the ceiling. The Raiders are betting on the floor. End of story. That's it. Mendoza's the number one quarterback. I'm not trying to throw shade at Ty Simpson, but this talk of Ty Simpson over Mendoza is absolutely ridiculous. All right, so now that's out of the way. Let's dive into this. TSSR Mock Draft 2.0. Despite the noise, Mendoza is the program changer that Vegas needs. So at number one, there's no change here. Mendoza goes number one to Las Vegas. At number two, the Jets just traded Justin Fields to Kansas City and brought in Geno Smith. So they need a game wrecker on the defensive side, which I'm going to say right now, the New York Jets are going to be looking at Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. I think he'll play very well there. I think that's the type of talent they need. When they drafted that Jeremiah Johnson, I believe was his name, they thought he was going to be like the next big defensive guy, and he was good, but then they ended up getting rid of him. So I think Arvell Reese plays really well into the Jets system. At number 3, we have Arizona. This was a pick that in a previous episode, that I thought they might look at Jeremiah Love here, but they brought in Tyson Algier. They still have James Conner. So I don't think Cardinals are going to be going an offensive weapon here. I'm going to say they're going to go David Bailey, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. He's currently the betting favorite here to fix that pass rush in Arizona. So I think they get their edge rusher guy. I think David Bailey's kind of a sneaky... It's crazy to say this, but like with all these big names on defense, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, David Bailey doesn't really get headlined as much as those guys. So I think this is going to be a good pick for Arizona. Moving on to number 4. Once again, this is another team I was talking about previously that I thought they might take a stab at Jeremiah Love. But from what I have heard lately and what I have seen, according to Mel Kiper and even Field Yates over at ESPN, seems like the Titans are going to shy away from Jeremiah Love, which I feel like if you're the Titans, you want to give Cam Ward some weapons. I don't even know who their running back is. I believe it's still Tyjae Spears. But for right now, the new head coach, Aaron Glenn, is going to look for an explosive weapon for, Cam Ward. So I think right now I'm taking a shot in the dark with this one and a long shot. I'm going to go with Mekhi Lemon, which is a huge stretch, especially to draft a wide receiver at this high in the first round. At number 4, Tennessee Titans select Mekhi Lemon out of USC. Number 5, I've heard some grumblings. This could be a Jeremiah Love spot. Just depends. But I think the Giants here at number 5 go offensive tackle. They re-signed Elomunor. I hope I'm saying that right. But they're looking at, the Spencer Fano kid out of Utah as a long-term anchor. You have Jackson Dart. You got to make sure he's protected. You still have Cam Scatterbo. You want to make sure that run game is solid. But you also want to make sure Jackson Dart doesn't need to be running all the time and taking some of the hits that he took last year. So I'm going to say the Giants at number 5 take Spencer Fano out of Utah. Number 6, the Cleveland Browns. As a Steelers fan, I really don't care what the Browns do. They will always be terrible until they get some new ownership or anything like that. But I think right here you're going to give Shadur Sanders another weapon to throw to. And I'm going to say the kid stays in Ohio. Carnell Tate is going to be drafted at number 6 by the Cleveland Browns, providing a blue-chip target for the post-free agency roster that the Browns have right now. Congrats to the Browns. You get another weapon. You'll probably misutilize him, and then you'll trade him away for some draft stock to then keep this cycle going. So I really don't care. Number 7, my brother Kellen's not going to like this. He's an Eagles fan. The Commanders are up. This is where I have seen him getting most talked about right now at number 7. And this is a very interesting pick. And I am talking about none other than the top prospect, the top running back in this draft class. That is none other than Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. Just crushed his pro day. He's the ultimate offensive weapon for Jaden Daniels. Put him at running back. You can put him in the slot. Put him in for 60 to 75 offensive snaps in the slot, and he will always produce for you. I think this is going to be a great get for Washington if he's still there. Sorry, Kellen. Your Eagles are going to have like a Saquon Barkley 2.0, but just for another team in that division, for a team that is up and coming and has a lot of talent and a lot of young talent. Number 8, we're going to go with Ruben Bain, edge rusher out of Miami. I'm going to kind of spit off some quick ones here. Chiefs at number 9 are going to take Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon. Quick synopsis on this one. Yes, they just brought in Travis Kelce, but they need to start looking at long-term. Kelce's probably got 1-2 years, maybe max, back with Kansas City. If they make the playoffs, if they make a run this year, even if they win the divisional series or divisional championship or even go to a Super Bowl, I could see Kelce calling it quits. So I think this would be a great get for Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. Number 10 with the Bengals, I'm going to go with Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. The Bengals defense needs a technician after some secondary departures, and I think he fits that perfectly right now with Cincinnati. But